Hi everyone, welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and build update number 1 for the AMT, the Green Hornet, the Black Beauty with Green Hornet and Kato kit. This is a round 2, it's all new. No, you're not hitting rewind. This is the second time I'm building this kit. I got a message that said, "Hey, would you be interested in building this thing for me?" Because he did work on the box and everything, and I said, "Sure." I love this kit. I was actually looking forward to redoing this kit down the line, and since the offer came through, he sent the kit to me, and I started on it as soon as I could. I'm not as far as I'd like to be because a lot of things happened over the past 2 weeks, but I'm loving the kit. Again, I did this a while ago. If you want to jump over and see what I did there to see what I'm doing different now, you can, but I don't know. You can just follow along with this one, I guess. I bet you I'm going to say I love this kit 20 times. It's an all new round 2 kit and all new tooling. It goes together so nice. Easy fit, easy finish. Everything pops in. Easy to light. It's a curbside, but so what? I get to practice my painting skills. And let's talk about those right now. I'm going to bring you down for this. I painted the wood grain on here the other day. Right across here, there's decals for the dashboard. So I don't know if I'm going to paint them or not. The decals are really nice. But I did want these to be the wood grain, and I wanted to match the decals. So this is a little darker than I usually do. And all it is I left the black. I painted over that hit or miss and hither and yon with my Hull red. And then very lightly, I came in with the desert yellow, my all-time favorite color, you know that. Desert tan, desert yellow, the light yellows, and just kind of hit and miss there. And then over top of that, I came back with the Hull red again, went over top of that just a little bit to tone that the desert yellow down. And then I clear coated it with the clear orange. It only took 10 minutes at the most because I didn't let anything dry. I went with one, painted the other panel, did it, came back, hit it with the other color, went back over top of this one, and just back and forth. And in 10 minutes, I was putting the clear on it, not worrying about if it's going to be dry or not because I did almost a flood coat of the clear. And I knew that wasn't going to pull up any of the wood grain that I painted in there. I will be doing this in chrome. Hold on a minute. Let me get my green finger here. Ha-ha. I will be doing all this, trim work in the chrome. So that's going to stand out. Same with over here, all the trim work. The pull handle is chrome, I found out. I'm doing a lot more research on this one just so I'm getting things right, which I already didn't get right. First thing I painted on Rip Reeve is the banner on his hat, and that's the only thing on his hat that's supposed to be black. So what are you going to do? I'll paint back over it. It'll be no problem. Nobody will know the difference but everybody in the world. But again, did all the chrome, or I'm going to do all the chrome. I'm going to decal the dash because flat out there's nothing here for the instrument cluster, and the decals are really good with that. Plus they have just nice, they just look good. So I'll do that. I'll come back. I'll do all the chrome work. I'll do the buttons. We'll get the decals in for the radar and get all that. Easy. This is an easy, fun kit to do. A lot of little decals, a lot of fun trim work to do. Flat black on the carpet and on the back. I did mask this off. I ran a piece of tape across here and around the front. I did the same thing. Flat black in the back. This is actually supposed to be carpet, and I'm going to try something tomorrow. So I might remask this off and repaint this with something I've been thinking about for a while. It was old school to make matte paint, but I'm going to try to paint all this with the Kaleido black and baby powder. So we'll see how that looks. I'm going to be doing that down the road in the Fiero anyhow. So I thought, let's put some carpet on here with that. It won't have a huge like flocking, but it should give me some good texture. Something to really stand out. That and the doors, they should be carpeted, and I didn't realize that on the last one. But like I said, I'm doing more research now. The back panel and actually the carpet I'll probably leave alone. We will dirty that up a bit, but not enough to really make it jump out at you, like flocking wood or anything like that. I do want to keep it a little bit subdued. We are going to put dome lights in this. The last one, I just had a dome light right about center here. I think on this one, to really brighten this up, I'm going to put one up front and I'm going to put one in the back. I know they're supposed to be in the door panels to shine down when the doors open, but I'm not going to do those. I want to put it up enough to where you can actually see Rip Reeve. You can see Kato in the front seat because they do look good once they're painted up. And when I did the other one, they just kind of got lost. You can see I didn't do anything with the center. I didn't do anything with the seat. I left that just the way it is because, crap, that's leather. I will outline the little back burner in the back and in the front seat. There's a couple of buttons right here that need to be chromed out. And I think that's to fold the seats, but I don't think you can with the back. But they were there. So we'll do that. And then the rest of it, I had fun just playing. I started with my brooms. I gunmetaled the broom because I had it out. And this is Kaleido gunmetal. I like that look. I'll probably have a car that color. And then the desert yellow for the brooms. And I will let that dry. I will hit that with a hit of quick shine, and then I'll come back over top of that with black panel liner. And I think that's going to really do that brush a lot better than I did on the first one. The first one, I just did the black panel liner right over top of the desert yellow. And it was okay, but I think if I quick shine that and then do it, even if I have to come back and hit it with the Kaleido matte to dull it back down, I can always tape off the gunmetal, spray that with the matte finish to dull it back down into where it looks like the broom. But I think it'll give me more, it'll show more of the detail in there. There's a lot of little bristles and stuff in there that you can't see. And I know they didn't use that often in the show, but it's something really cool that they did. This kit is clean as a whistle, man. I'm telling you. There's zero flash. Everything comes apart real easy. And everything paints up nice. The grill is, I left it the chrome. I know it's probably supposed to be aluminum or dull because of the TV show, but I'm going to leave it chrome because I do want a little bit of flash in this. And then I panel lined it with my old panel liner, and you can see how dark that is. And that's, like I said, that's panel liner that's probably 10 years old now, if not older. And it's still liquid, but it's thickened up since it's been open for so long. The rims, I panel lined around where the fins are, and then in where the spokes come in, I painted those with gloss black paint. Just brush painted my tiny brush. They worked out great. I haven't, this is going to go into Purple Power, and I am debating on whether or not to take the center out of this and make my own. And if I do, you'll see why, and you'll be like, you are an idiot. But as it stands right now, I am not sure, because this is your little wing and paddles on there. And it's a little thin at the top to do what I want to do. I want to light it. So I might drill this out and remake this part. We'll see. And it might never happen. It just depends on logistics and how everything works out. But we'll see. And then on the back side, we did the missiles. I toned them down with black panel liner. I'm not done yet because I'm going to hit those with gray panel liner on top of that to illuminate them a little bit. And there's, you can see the center one came out really good too. Just everything's, I just love this kit. I can't say that enough. It's just a fun kit to build. But the missiles look good. They actually have a little ringlet around the top where the missile heads look like they actually go in there. My camera is kind of showing that, but not the way I'd like it to. It'll look a lot better in person. But so far, so good. I'm happy with the rims, the grill. I love it. And again, that's a lot of the same thing that I did on the last one. With that, I painted the body, or the chassis, flat black. And this is why I really, really like this kit. Not only is it the Black Beauty, for gosh sakes, but I love how crisp this is done. You see my whole engine is brush painted with flat aluminum. The reason is because it's so much easier to spray this whole thing the flat black and then come back and then paint this the flat aluminum, since I already have it out for the sway bar and the steering linkage and the torsion bars and the exhaust. Might as well go ahead and do this, lighten this up quite a bit, and then I'll come back with the blue and I'll paint right over top of that aluminum. And I don't mind doing that double paint where I'm going over top of this, because I don't mind doing that real fine paint work. The exhaust all the way back to here, and then there's a piece that goes on right here that comes in and ties into that. So that's all of that's flat aluminum. The springs I did in gunmetal, and I don't know, I think I talked about this the last time I built this kit, but what I like to do on these kits is where the exhaust comes down here, it goes all the way up against the car. So I paint that as tight as I can so you're looking this way, you don't see any gaposis there. But as it comes out and drops underneath the suspension, I'll bring it right up. You see where I left that gap. If I painted that flat aluminum all the way down there, it'd be 6-inch pipes coming out of there. So I paint that down to the size that the exhaust pipe would be, as close as I can do by hand. And I'm good with that. When the other piece comes in, it won't look out of place. So I've done that there. If you look, I did that with the springs on both sides. It's okay. It looks a whole lot better than if I tried to paint that whole thing gunmetal. And my next step with this is I want to hit all the frame pieces with quick shine, and that will semi-gloss all the frame rails and give it a little bit more detail. Then I'll come in, I'll paint the oil filter, the orange. I've always paint my oil filters orange. You can say it's Wix or Fram or whatever you want, but it's just orange. And then I'll do the blue for the engine. I already did the rubber black for the radiator hoses, and Once I do that, we'll let that sit for a little bit, and then I'll come in where the linkage is, which is really, again, I'll bring it up, really nicely done. But I will hit that with some panel liner just to give it some looks. I'm also going to take the exhaust pipe. I have the green finger. I'm also going to take the exhaust pipe and I'm going to very lightly weather it. Very lightly. Just so it's not a big hunk of aluminum and blue and underneath it. And that's it. I just want to do that just to give it a little bit more color. Once all that's done, I might come back here and do a dry brushing. I'm not sure yet, and I'm also not sure if I'm going to paint the universal joints in aluminum or just leave them all quick shined in the black like they are right now. So a little bit of just thinking about what I want to do here still. It's pretty much 100% what I did on the last one, but it's just I got better paints, I have better brushes, and things just went so nice. It was like somebody was holding my hand steady last night. So I'm happy as a lark right now with how that underside is looking. It's something not many people see, but I do. And I always like doing that. I still am planning on running fuel lines and brake lines to this. The brake lines are just going to have to come down and jump out and over, and I'll just bury them into the side over here on both sides since that is, that's blacked out. So I'll just bury the lines in there, but I do want to have at least have the fuel lines run back and the master brake line come back. Just added a little bit of added color to it, a little bit more what you can do with a curbside car and still, I mean, I do love doing the engines, but they don't make this with an engine. I'm not going to gut this car out because I'm going to be running lights, and it's so much easier to not have that engine in there when I'm running lights. Again, I built this before. The lights are going to all run. Let me back you back out here. There we go. The lights are going to run from the front to the back, down the door panels on both sides here. I'm going to have the back section removable, and where the little sprayer is in the back here, that's going to actually be my handle where I'll pull this thing out to get to the battery box. So, easy. I don't want to set that down on that until I quick shine it. But the lighting on this, now that I've done one, is a lot easier. I made it super hard. I actually lost 2 lights in the headlights because I was making it way harder than it should have been. So we're on good track with this. We're on good track with the lighting. I also had fun with the airbrush. We got primer down. I used the gloss black primer. And then I went with 2 coats of gloss black Kaleido paint. It's the Kaleido gloss black primer and the gloss black paint. It's still wet. It's only been out of the spray booth now for about 45 minutes. And you can see the gloss took pretty well. I do have a little overspray. My fault 100%. I've done that before, and it polishes out to where you'd never know it. And once we're done polishing this out, we'll see if we're going to clear coat it. I probably will, just to firm it up a little bit, but nice. You see I taped off the top. I'll pull the tape off of this thing, and I won't do anything else to that top. The way Round 2 did their vinyl roof on here is so cool. It's just perfect. You don't have to mess with it at all. I'm going to bring you up here. You can see the holes. I drilled the 3 holes in the back for the tail lights. So there'll be 6 lights here, 2 lights in the top, 4 lights in the front. So that little CR2032 is going to get a little bit of a workout, but I bet you it'll go for 4 or 5 days before it needs to be changed. Um, but there's the body. And here's the piece that I was talking about. There's the back. And what I will do is I'll have the two pieces that come out of here glued in hard. I drilled out. They have, it's somewhere in here, but there's a little plate that comes out. It's like a rod with a cover. And the cover is really to cover this up when the spray nozzle's on the inside. They don't have a hole for that in the back. They have a divot, but no hole for it. So I drilled that out just to make sure when I put everything together, it lines up nicely. And I don't even know if you can see the holes I drilled. There's the one in the center, and then there's one off center up near the top, right there. And that's the one for the nozzle. The center one is actually for that little plate. And that one was missing. So we got that. We got the back window section. Almost forgot to do this on the last one, but that's body color. And then you can see the tape in there. That's going to be vinyl for the vinyl roof. And there was really no way to hold this thing. You can see it's kind of wobbly. What I did is I put a piece of tape across the back to hold the tape to the tape so nothing got in between and through. Then I just took another piece of tape, put it together, took the wings out, pushed that on there, and that gave me a hold place. It's a little, a little loose, but what the heck? I'm not going to be going at it with anything but just an airbrush. But you can see that painted. I love that black paint. Here's that little lid. Jeez. This is what I was talking about. This little lid comes out. This is actually going to be the handle. So it'll go in there. I will glue it in, and then I'm going to actually have this run long inside, and I'm going to try to melt that to the back so that there's no way you can pull it out. But we're going really good. I want to show you a couple of things that I got in the mail while we're at it, because like I said, it's been a while. First thing I ordered a fingernail polish shaker. And it came with a whole stack of stainless BBs. And what's nice is I had the flat. Sorry. I put a BB in here. You can hear it. This just pushes down and goes like crazy. But all the new Kaleido paints have a BB in there. So you just put this down, give it a couple of seconds, and it's mixed. So I'll go 30 seconds, maybe even a minute on some of the metallic colors. And I even do it upside down, like that, just to make sure everything's mixed in there really well. But that's a whole lot better than me doing this number. And this was on Amazon for, I think it was $20. And I was kind of skeptical about it until I tried it. And now I haven't used this since, to be completely honest with you. Had it for about a week now. And I haven't used that Badger one time. So, I wish I would have got it 10 years ago. Another thing, you know how I always do my spoons. This is the spoon over top of, this is the Kaleido Black over top of the Kaleido Gloss Primer. I didn't sand the spoon. I didn't do anything but wipe it off on my pants. I'm not worried about the speckles. I was more looking for how it went down on there. This is just overnight. But what I did is, I painted this the flat black with Tamiya paint. And I'm thinking, what if I want to paint something with Tamiya paint and the Kaleido paints? What are we going to end up with? Well, that's flat as flat can be. The Kaleido Black, look at that color over top of the flat black. So if you had a flat black primer, and I just painted this tonight, I'm talking just an hour and a half ago, and look at this. So it's not hard dried yet, but that's an hour and a half. That's one coat on there. Come to think of it, I painted that too because that was primer yesterday. So that dries fast. I wouldn't try to wet sand it or anything, but it dries fast. But look at the difference in the shine from the gloss to the black on the undercoat. I like that. That's going to look so cool and like a roadster. Now I got to get a roadster kit. You know me with the roadsters. I can build 1,000 of them. But I like that color. And again, that's just the Kaleido Black over top of Tamiya's flat black. I don't have a flat black primer yet. I'm going to order it now. Last on the list before I let you go, I know everybody and their brothers showed you these things. This is the new Gallery's Airbrush Pro Kit. It's more of an organizer than anything else. It comes with these nice stickers on here, and what they are is the different size for the needles all the way up, and they have them for needles or for the jets and for the caps, so you don't get the caps and the jets messed up. Needles, I've come up with an idea, and Gallery has too, but check this out. This is everyone I've seen. Everybody's just unboxing it. I put this thing together, and I'm thinking, I'm going to use it. I got it because I wanted it. You can see I put the stickers on my 0.5s. This is 0.5 for both the cap and the jet. The needles are down here. As a matter of fact, this pops up, and for the 0.5 needle, I have it in the original 0.5 millimeter tube. So how nice is that? I got a tube. It's already labeled. These two are both 0.3 millimeters in here, even though they're different colors. But this just drops down in there. I've seen people struggle with this, trying to get it out and everything. Push. Pops right up. They're made to pop up that way. If it doesn't have the little finger handle on it like this does, to open up the bottom section down here, see, this has that little finger section, and this is rubber. That's all this is. So if these are tight, you could push them in there, they don't fall out like my jets. This jet I put straight down in there, that way, just so I don't stab myself with it. And the reason why I did that is I have 0.5. These are the 0.3s. Over here, I have a 0.3 in the old style jet. And then I have my fan tip and my cone tip. But it comes with, and I'll tell you what, seriously, and I did send Jerome an email this morning telling him this thing is worth the price of the whole kit. It's a bearinged, really stable pin vise. Basically, it's made to hold the tools for the packing on the airbrush. When you're doing work on it, there's two different sizes. Obviously, the small size. These are for the packing gland on the inside, which, geez, oh Pete, unless you like forget and leave that thing soak in lacquer, you shouldn't have to do anything with that one. The other one down below, these clip in, and remember, push down. Well, my fingers are big, so I use this. I push down, pull it up. These are for the air chuck, for the Schrader valve. if you look, that goes in there, and this will grab a hold just like just a fork. Grabs a hold of it and spins it out, and these fit right in here and tighten up. And the first time I just playing with that, I was like, huh, check this out. And I'm always trying to make where it's more stable for myself. And I know this didn't come for this reason, but dang it, man. You know how nice it's going to be? Let me pull this one out. This is my yellow, which is my 0.3 millimeter. Put that in there, tighten that up, and now I can get in there with my hand this way, and I can work this out. And I think that's going to be worth the price of gold. I can go into it this way with my finger, my hand on the back, and get right in there, and I can be really tight, holding this tight to where I can get into a nice, exactly where I want to put that tip. So to me, I'll use this probably more for my drill bits than I will for the tools, because I won't really use the packing that much. And I only take that apart when I grease my airbrush. And that's probably 3 times a year, but it's really sweet. They were smart with this. I found out right away. It has a little flat piece, so it won't roll away on you. It goes and stops. So kudos for that. It fits nice in there. It doesn't lock in or anything, which is fine because it's easy to get in and out. This thing's just really nice. It is. I'm glad I didn't show it to you until I actually started using it. I've been using it for about a week now, and it's very convenient. Switching things around. I did pull one of the air Schrader valves apart just to play with it. I didn't do anything with the packing on there, and I probably won't until I'm like, oh God, I need to tear that apart. But there's this. Comes in a nice tin top. I think this is plastic, but it looks sharp as heck. Even though I'm not professional by any means, I kind of feel that way. So with that, how about if we thank Gallery for everything they do for us? Jump on over to their webpage and use Grandpa Mark in the coupon code. You get yourself 10% off of your entire order, not just one thing or the other. And they do have sales online a lot, and I'm pretty sure my 10% works with their sales. So go over there, check them out, see what they got. If you like it, use Grandpa Mark. It gives you 10% off. It gives me a little bit so I can keep buying my paints and stuff. And I love their stuff. Again, I want to thank our active duty people, our veterans, and our first responders. They put it out on the line every single day, and I salute each and every one of you. And with that, I'm going to let you go. I just wanted to show you the fuzz is coming back. No real big holes in the top. The beard's looking okay. So we're going to be good to go for next July or next October. With that, I'll let you go. Y'all have a great day, a better tomorrow, and thank you very much for watching.